What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? I'm a little late to the party. My bad. I had to go get me some water before we got started on this one today. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Let me turn this down a little bit. Can y'all hear me? Thank you. Thank you. I receive that love and I send it back. I receive that love and I send it back. Thank you so much. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Oh, sweet pea up there. She always come through, stop through. Y'all come on in. Y'all know how I am. I go impromptu, so I gotta kind of have an element of surprise. It's that Leo energy, right? And we still in that gate. We still in that energetic gate. That's what's so cool right now. We're in that energetic gate. Hey, hey, if y'all watching, let me know where y'all from. I've been trying to connect a lot too, with everybody in my area because stuff about to go down. We got to be connecting as a family right now, building communities. I've been like kind of harping on this, you know what I mean? But um drop in the comments, y'all, in the live chat. Where you from? You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta start connecting, y'all. We gotta start connecting. We gotta start connecting. Gotta start it, man. Because we are in in this gate right now. It is such an energy of transformation. Like there's such an energy of transformation that we can grab a hold of right now and really use it to take us to the highest and best versions of ourselves, right? All right, so here we go. I'm back, y'all. Just had to send out a couple of emails. We got Marilyn in the house. Yo, what's up? That's where my baby girl. That's where my baby girl from. She was born in Maryland, right up there in Baltimore, D.C. Yes, sir. That District of Columbia. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Toronto. Yes, sir. Man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Like, yeah, we gotta start connecting, right? And start kind of letting everybody know who we are. Because in this beautiful, beautiful time of connection, in this most excellent and beautiful time of connection, where we get to um, talk to each other over hundreds of miles, right? We get to like literally, I get to go live right now, and you guys get to be part of my world, and I get to be part of your world, even if it's just over light, because that's what we're interacting over right now. We're interacting over light. This is so amazing because when like people don't believe we live in a holographic universe. But right now, me and you are talking over fiber optics. We are communicating in real time over light waves. Yo, this is deep. This is like where we live is magical. Like I can't explain it enough when you really understand the dynamics of where we live and how everything flows energetically, how the etheric system really truly works, not the air system, the etheric system. Because you're breathing water right now. You're just breathing it in a different form. It's the etheric. Amazing. Amazing. We live in such an amazing, magical place. But like I was saying though, we all got to start connecting and are really getting to integrate ourselves into each other's lives because it's deep. It's deep. Do you understand what I'm saying? Remember we was talking about the deep waters, that space, that space. See, when we're coming into each other's space, the new soul families that are connecting, as we're coming together in each other's space, we're having to create these bonds with each other. And these bonds are like going to elevate us up out of here. Because I think most of us realize right now where we at. I think we get it. Yo, VA, Divine Scientist, VA. Yo, when I was in college, I got to say this. When I was in college, one of my best friends was from VA. And like just one of the coolest dudes I ever met. Coolest dudes I ever met. Helped me out. I was like all scared. I'm a 6'6", 220 pound, scared boy man in college. And it was this little 5'3" dude from VA. And he helped, but like that's how the universe is, puts people in certain places to to help you out, to ground you, to help you be the best aspect of yourself, right? So like VA is always held like a very important like place in my heart. I just love Virginia, just the beautifulness of it anyway, right? That's ancestral land too. VA is oh that northern DMV, Crystal Alchemist, yes sir. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all already know what time it is. I love my DC area, y'all. That's such an energetic portal. Yo, y'all up there, y'all got such an energetic portal. Why you think they put DC there? Right? They call it the District of Columbia. No, no. It stands for direct current. Like I ain't even got into the update yet. I'm already into something different because we talking about like the Northern DMV. Real talk. Y'all live on such an energetic ley line. It's ridiculous. This is why they put all that stuff there. This is why the cap. Think about it. Think about it. The capital city of this whole country is DC. Why? Why? Like y'all live on such an energetic ley line. It's amazing. It's amazing. And what you can anchor in from that ley line changes changes this whole geographical structure called the United States, called Canada. Because Canada and the United States are the same thing, right? There's just a imaginary prison wall called a border that's there that stops you from crossing over. But it's the same continent, right? Tenant. Con, take that away, and tenant. You are the tenant. You are the tenant. You live on this land. North America, any land mass you live on, you're the tenant of it. That's why it's called a continent, because they're conning you out of your tenant. They're conning you out of your land, out of your right to have strength in your land, to have your voice heard in your land, right? So that's why it's called a continent. But I digress a little bit. But anyway, DC stands for direct current. Direct current. You guys live on a direct current. This is why every time, what, Million Man March, DC. Anytime there's a big speech, DC. President sits where? DC. And my initials are DC. H. My middle name is Cole, for y'all that didn't know. But DC, direct current. So just like I got a direct current to source, DC has a direct current, yo. This is why everybody gathers in DC. Like if we really want to change the country, everybody gonna meet in DC. And they're gonna integrate into that direct current. And they're gonna change the country. And then the country will no longer be a cunt. Y'all feel me? No disrespect to my feminists. I love y'all. No disrespect. Because I'm not calling y'all that, but y'all get what I'm saying. A country is a cunt. Borders, y'all. Borders. Yo, Cali. What's up? What's up? What's up? I love it. Y'all know I spent so much time out there in Cali. Veronica out there in Cali. Yes, sir. California, y'all. That's where it all started. I left Louisiana, went to Cali, was hooping, having fun. But California is like even California right now, like the landmass we live on, like for all my people in North America, right? The landmass we live on is so special. It's so special. Like I can't wait to start having retreats and really teach this information because This information, like I can give it out over the internet, I can give it out over the airwaves, but it's an energy that goes along with understanding that you are part of the inner ring of this whole circumference. Like we talked, I'm sorry, I showed y'all last week, right? What space really is, what the orbit of where we live really is, right? It's where the ocean, the deep ocean, meets the mountain, meets the rocks, right? The whole general of the whole Space Force, he told you guys, the general of the whole Space Force, he told you guys what space was and what our orbit was. So our orbit is these land masses that are moving around on this ocean of salt water. And if y'all really understood what the land was, which is the ancient trees that was cut down, the land masses is the ancient trees that were cut down, those big, 500-foot trees. They call them mountains now. Y'all who know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially in North America, right? All these ancient trees that were cut down that we call mountains now. Just like Black Mountain that's in the center, that's just north of North America. So, like we all in here. We all in here. And we're all building this thing, yo. We're all building this thing. Because right now, as we sit here, as we dialogue right now, everything that we have known, the meanings of them have changed because you took the jump that I was talking about last weekend. You went from one timeline to another. You went from the paper timeline, the timeline of the paper, that's all about the papo, right? That timeline that's all about, I can dictate to you what date it is, not the celestial calendar, not the thing that's bigger than us. See, this is what the Bible is talking about when it talks about that you worship the created things more than the creator, right? Because most of us have lost the knowledge of the two sons. Look on my page, I posted it. Very thankful and grateful that I get to capture these pictures of the two sons. Because most of what we're doing right now is trying to raise the dead son, Jesus. Not Jesus, G, Sus. See, our feminine son got destroyed. Like I ain't even planning to go here. This is crazy. I ain't even planning to go here, but yo, we gotta go here. We gotta go here. Because ancestors are talking now. Ancestors are talking now. Most of us don't remember the second son. You have a mother and a father. You have a left hand and a right hand. You have a left eye and a right hand. You have two nostrils. For me, I got a gap, so I got two sides to my teeth, but whatever, that's not here or there. But y'all understand what I'm saying. For men, they got two testicles. For women, they got two ovaries. You had two sons or two souls. See, Cain killed Abel, right? Two sons. And it was replaced by another, Seth, right? See, that's your phoenix son that comes and tear this whole thing up. That's a destruction that wasted at noonday. That is the phoenix. That is the robber that comes by night. That is the balancer, the destroyer. What caused the demiurge? What caused all of the destruction? What caused all of the previous generations before me and you to fall. The previous generations that me and you were a part of to fall. Atlantis, Lemuria. You feel what I'm saying? We were all in that. We were all a part of that. But when, like, for you guys that don't know what I'm talking about the they calling it the Falcon Comet now. That's the Phoenix. It's the Ram. It's the Aries Ram. This is why we have missionaries. Mission Aries. Because we are on mission Aries. We about to start this thing over again. Aries is the beginning. This is why the Pope came and changed time. This is why the paper or the papal timeline, the papa, he came in to replace your papa. And he said, no longer will you worship or go by. I shouldn't even say worship. I'm sorry, y'all. Not worship. No longer will you dictate your time by father time. No longer will you dictate your time by father time, and no longer will you dictate your seasons by mother earth. No longer will you do that. You're on a different timeline now. You're on a paper timeline because I said you was born at this time. I said you was born in this month. I said you were this star sign, and because I said it, you are. And because you are, I am. Do you get the way they siphoning your power? This is deeper than the ocean blue because it's true, because it's all about you. Bars. But y'all feel me though? This is the point at which now you understand that father time, right? And mother, which is illustrated or signified in your mind, because your mind is a mother. Your mind births things. Because your mind is the birthplace of choice. Your mind is the birthplace of choice. I'm going to say it again. Your mind is the birthplace of choice. Therefore, your mind is feminine because it births things. So for my masculines that don't flow with them having feminine energy, when I say, hey, you're part man and you part woman, understand what I'm saying. You have a feminine energy within you, and it is your mind. Because she receives and then she gives. Right? Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Y'all feel me? So I know I went off a little bit, but I just wanted y'all to understand where I was coming from with this energy, because we're coming home. We're coming home to that unconditional love of self. We're coming home to the truth of who we've always been. We were deceived into thinking that we were less than. We were deceived into thinking that we lived in sin. You don't live in sin. Not in the way that the Catholic Church told you. Not in the way that the Papal or the Pope has told you. You live in illusion. You live in illusion. And that illusion is that you don't have power. That you need someone else to dictate to you who you truly are, and you don't. Like what is one of the sayings that we have in humanity, right? You never get a second chance to make a first impression. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. 2 plus 1 is 3, which is the number of creation. So when you come into union with someone else, whether it's in conversation or any other way, that first impression, that first energetic expression, the other person will never forget. So when you're understanding yourself, look in the mirror, but look in the mirror of humanity. Look in the people you're in contact with every day, right? Because that is where it's at. That is where it's at. It's in you. The whole secret of this whole thing is in you, right? But the second son, I digressed a little bit, y'all, but the second son, right? There's two of everything. There's two of everything. There's two timelines. There's two earths, right? Because the future earth is always being created. The past, the present, which is your present, which is your gift. So every day is Christmas, not Christ Mass, but every day is a gift. You get a gift under your tree, under your star chakra. You get a gift every day. It's a present. What are you doing with it? This is the gift that was given to man. So deep, yo. So deep. But anyway, crystalline alchemist. Yes, this is an ancient land. Ancient land. Very ancient. Like this is deep. Like I'm this is crazy. Like, yo, I'm not even getting into my update because like this is spirit. This is the universe. This is the uniting force that is bringing us all together. Because like everything that you guys are saying is like triggering something else that needs to flow out like the water. Because we live by maritime law. Like she said, this is an ancient land. This isn't a battle of bloodlines. I need to say this. This is not a battle of bloodlines. They got their 13 bloodlines because we go in cycles of 13. So what does that mean? What are you saying, Deep? I'm saying that we've had the 12th, and before we can go into Aquarius, we got to go in through another sign that we missed, that was purposely hidden from us. So there's an energetic structure that we have to build within because we have to go through it astrologically. So the energy is coming to us. It's flooding up on us because Aquarius is getting ready to begin, and it begins with water. That's why like a lot of people have been getting watch the waters, deal with the waters. You are 70% water. The structures of the crystals are changing. Therefore, you are changing. I'm going to say that one more time. The crystals in the earth, akin to salt, is changing. It is holding different vibrations. Therefore, the crystalline structure within you, aka salt, is holding a different vibration and structure. You probably can't even buy Celtic salt now. Go try to get some and see what happens. Maybe it's selling now, but I'm letting you know, Celtic salt, they've been taken off the market because the Celtics, the ancient Celts of America, the ancient Celts that were between Ireland and America, that looked like me, had a certain way of extracting that salt and pulling it out of the earth. We called it manna. We called it manna. In the Bible, we called it manna. Today, I think they call it, what is it? Monatomic. They call it monatomic gold, right? Monatomic ormus. That's what it's called, ormus, right? Monatomic gold. This is deep, yo, because the monatomic gold that you're meant to ingest would mean that you wouldn't even have to eat food because your whole body would run off of gold. You are Nunakai, you Nagas, you ones with that O positive, O negative blood. Like I'm O, it's weird. I say this, but like my O blood, one of the rarest types in the world is universal. Not rarest, my bad. It's universal. My fault. It is not rare. It's universal, right? But they say, hey, if you're, O positive, O negative, blah, 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 right? Give your blood because it'll save people. I can't even believe I'm going here right now, but I'm going to say this. You people that think the Red Cross is here to save lives and retrieve blood so that they can give to people who really need it, like there are some people that get it. I'm not saying there is not. But for the most part, that old neg blood gets drunk. It gets topped up. So yeah, I don't give my blood because that's my DNA, that's my genetic structure. I'm tied to it. So if I give my blood and my blood goes into someone else, do you know that they can receive my energy? Right? Just like a sexual exchange. Just like a sexual exchange. If I, as a masculine, ejaculate my energy, my semen, my men of the sea, which is why the Pope walks on the Holy See, which is why he wears red shoes, because he walks on the Holy See. But my semen, if I inject my semen, which is why they love to use, I don't want to give my video. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The bee sting. How about that? The bee sting. Which is why they use the bee sting to inject something different. But if I use my semen and release it in a certain way, it's going to bring about a certain vibration back to me. So if I'm unconscious of this fact, that messes a feminine energy up to all my feminine, right? And y'all know what I'm talking about. My awakened feminine, you know what I'm talking about. You can't have men just in you, especially when he ain't right here, because the seed comes from there. And if they are incorporated into the lower energies, you're going to have a lower energy child. Sorry, it is what it is. And I can say that because I've had that, because I was a lower energy vibrating being at one point. And I had to learn to vibe up. And the things that I created in that lower vibration are vibing at that vibration. It is what it is. This is part of doing shadow work, real shadow work. Real shadow work is understanding that I, as God, upon this terrain, have created things that were of lower vibrational because I gave myself to it and I gave it life. I spoke life to it. I gave life to it. I interjected myself into it, and therefore it became alive and it breathed. Frankenstein. So therefore I'm responsible for those things. Real shadow work, not that fake ass shadow work. I ain't talking about that fake ass shadow work, that new age spiritual shadow work. You know, no, I'm talking about real shadow work. You know, when you actually look in the mirror and you go like, man, damn, I was evil as a god dang, I was messed up for doing that. I was so wrong for doing that. Like that shadow work. You know, the one that brings you to a resolution. Because other than that, you're gonna keep saying 10 or say 10. Say 10. Say 10. You're gonna keep saying 10. You're gonna keep starting over again. Bars, say 10, start over again. Keep saying 10. Keep saying your enemy is outside of you. Keep saying I need a regenesis, a beginning again. Because you're going to keep saying 10. And your adversary is you. Because your mind is the feminine. Your mind is giving birth to your life, bro. To your life, sis. Your mind. So if you can't control the mind, you you can't have the new beginning because you still stuck into the old timeline, which is why last week we was talking about jumping from one to the other. You got to jump, you got to go, you just got to flap them wings, right? Like a bird that's sitting in a tree, newborn baby bird. Mama gonna come feed you. She gonna come bring you a worm. Here you go, baby. I'm gonna feed you by mouth. I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm gonna give it to you. But then at some point, spirit guides stop talking. Spirit guides stop talking. Ancestors stop protecting, and you be feeling like, man, I'm on my own. I feel like it's just me. It ain't just you. They still there. But now it's time to flap your wings. It's time to fly. It's time to be the best version of you. Because that is the version that gets to leave this matrix. That's the part of you that gets to leave here. You don't get to take the other shit. You don't get to take the other shit. Do y'all hear me? You don't get to take the other shit because it's shit. It's waste. It's waste. It's gone. It's done. That's why you can't live in the past. Because you can't take it with you. Come home. We're coming home to our unconditional love. We're coming home to our unconditional love. And we have escaped the matrix. We have left the old timeline, the old Papo timeline that said that time was this and you got to be that and you got to go achieve that. We left it. We left it. We done. We jumped. And even in this, I say I love my soul fam because there's some of us that didn't take the leap. We didn't do it. There's some of us of our soul tribe, of our peeps, our fam that said, I'm good. That's deep. So I'm not gonna jump over to the other side. And they decided not to do it. And we had to look back and we had to go, okay, wow, I gotta do me because I love me because I got a new ID. I got a new ID. Remember, the matrix always mimics the energy that's coming in. Remember, they always talking about, oh, you got to get a new ID. You got to get the real ID. Even in America, they passed the Real ID Act. where they say you got to go get a real ID. Do y'all, is it resonating in the temple? You got to get your real ID on, man. You got to get your real, true you on. Because now it's the real ID. It's no longer the fake ID. You can't get one of them fake ass IDs and try to get your way into the club. No, sir. You got to have the real ID now. So they always mimic what's going on, what's going to happen. So now that we're coming into our real ID, we are getting the energy from the two sons. From the two sons. I keep doing this like it's four, but you understand what I'm saying? The two sons, right? We getting the energy of the two sons. Like I was saying before, we got two timelines, we got two eyes, we got two hands, we got 2 feet, we got a mama and a daddy, we got two souls. And these two souls is feminine and masculine. And they used to be up in the sky and they used to emanate down on us, man. They gave us so much energy. They balanced us out. This is why when you start at March, Santos Bonacci, I can't even, Santos Bonacci, go look up Santos Bonacci and he will explain to you what I'm about to say right now. This is why the split happens at Libra in our whole celestial system, in our actual clock, the actual calendar that's up there. That's up there. That's what we're supposed to be going by, right? But Santos Bonacci, he explained this beautifully. Because Libra is the split. It's the actual equinox of September. Like that brings us to this balancing point. This is why in the ancient Iberiu, not Hebrew, Iberiu culture, they talked about this was the ancient judgment time in September. This is why they gave you 9/11, which is really 7/11. Go look up the angel number 7/11. Because it wasn't 9/11, it was actually 7/11. And it's a little crap they do because they change time, the paper timeline. So if you're on the paper timeline, you're not understanding what I'm saying right now. And that's cool. That's okay because we're in the awakening. We're in the awakening. So ain't no shade to nobody. We are in this awakening now. And as we awake, be careful not to make big waves. Awake to yourself. Awake to your true self, to your true self-love. Awake to the inner version of you that brings light because the second son is gone. You are here as the second son. Do y'all feel what I'm saying? That's why you're the second coming of Christ. That's why you are the second son. You are the second Christ. You are the second coming. God dang, man, I hate when they lie and they cheat and they steal this energy from humanity, from you guys, because you are the second coming. Because the second son was taken away. So therefore, you have to be the light. You have to be that 144,000 frequency that's coming through and that's giving the sleeping humanity their guardianship that they need. Because you are. Je suis. Je suis. I am. You are. You are. Therefore, I am. I am. Therefore, I can be. You are the being. Yo, you the being in the temple. And if you're not, you're not. You're not. It is what it is. But if you're the being in the temple, then you're sitting on your throne. Then you're a god or a goddess. And you're sitting on the throne of your body, able to control every single emotion or impulse that comes through it. Because the whole point is that you are being formed. You were being formed out for your energy, but you woke up. You became conscious. Like, yo, understand the journey you've been on. To everybody hearing this, let this activate your soul. Let this activate the energy within you, the magnetism within you, the divine mother, the true mother here within you. Let it activate you. You are the link. You are the missing link. You are the very frequency that has been missing from this place. But you've been scared to walk into your true vibration. You've been holding up. You've been healing. Whoa, horse, whoa. But as you come to the completion of healing right now, as you come to this whole point of understanding that, hey, father time, father time, and mother mind, father time and mother mind come together. They come together. I hope y'all understand. They come together. I'm just gonna say it one more time for my people that kind of ain't getting it, because I feel this energy of that. Some people are like, what are you talking about? Father time and your mother mind come together, and she's in bliss when she comes. Because she bursts out the very thing that you call a choice. So your choice dictates your life. Your choice dictates. You're not punished. You're not punished. You're not punished for your choices. Please feel what I'm saying. You are not punished for the choices you make. Your choices punish you. Your choices judge you. Whoever needs to hear this, hear it, integrate it, because it's going to save you from a lot of pain. You are not punished because you made a choice about something. Your choices punished you. So in other words, you got to live out the very karma, the very energy that you gave out, and the expectation that you expected to receive, you received it. You are a master creator. You are a master manifester. Whether you realize it or not, you are. Because you're receiving back. You are receiving back the recompense of your choice. So if a person decides to go and shoot, come up quick, go rob a bank, do whatever they do, yo, there is a consequence to that choice. The same way there's a consequence to my choice. If I decide to go work my ass off and work 2 or 3 jobs and save my money up and build my own business, there was a consequence to my choice. And that consequence was positive, because consequences are positive or negative. You only receive the negative. That's why every time somebody hear consequence, they think negative. No, consequences are negative or positive. If I do 100 push-ups every night, there's a consequence to me doing 100 push-ups every night. There's a consequence to me running 7 to 10 miles every day. And guess what that consequence is? I'm going to be ripped. I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to be able to run miles. That's my consequence. Hey, I receive that consequence. Just like if I drink every day, eat fast food every day, there's a consequence to it. Y'all know what that consequence is, right? We ain't even got to go there because it's a fact of what that consequence does. We have been molested and manipulated and pushed into only one polarity of thought. That's why the polarity change has to come. That's why the pole change comes. The pole change comes because it's time for the polarity to change. It's time for the polarity of your thought to change. You are now receiving what you put out, your output, because you've been charged. You've been charged with a frequency because a frequency charges, right? And when you charge, you're charging forward. You're charging forward energetically. So therefore, you are pushing forward toward your output. What are you putting out? Because if you're putting out abundance, you're going to get back abundance. See, we've been deceived. Like, it's so weird. Like I kind of go around the internet a little bit and I look at what people are posting and kind of what they're saying. And I listen to people give certain things out and they only give certain pieces of it. They don't give the whole part. And it bothered me for so long. I was like, how can people just give you a piece of the puzzle but not give you the whole part? Then they say, oh, you're going to pay for the rest of it. And I even thought about doing that. I was like, yeah, if I just give people a piece of it and, kind of like not give them the rest of it, and then I make them pay for it, I'll make a lot of money. Money is illusion. Money is illusion. It is sin. It is illusion. And not sin in a way that if you have it, it's bad. No. I'm talking about sin as in the original meaning of the moon, which was illusion. Because to be in an illusion in this matrix is a sin. It's a sin. It's bad. Because to be in an illusion in this matrix means means that you're going to be re-illusioned. You're going to be reincarnated. And the illusion that is made of you will not be the illusion that you want, because you're not the author and finisher of your faith, are you? Or are you? Because you are on the open sea, which is deep space with an oar. Or are you somewhere else? See, I asked this rhetorical question because I want you to really think about it. Where are you? Where are you right now? Are you receiving your output? And if you're receiving your output, what are you putting out? And if you've come into the complete shadow work of understanding that you've been putting out this frequency that has been bringing you back this negativity, which allows you to be harvested, if you've come into this realization, if you see with the real eyes what's really going on, which is the single eye, because when you see with the single eye, then you shall be whole. Thank you, je suis, I am. Because when you see with the one eye, then you are whole. then you are complete. Then you understand that the two shall become one. The two sons shall become one. The masculine and the feminine energy shall become one. They shall come together and they shall produce an offspring. And that offspring is the soul within you. So now that we're missing our second son, right? Now that this matrix is on the other side of it, 12, not 13 signs that we have to progress through. Remember that. Very important, guys. Very important. They say we just left the age of Pisces. Okay. Okay. The age of Aquarius comes out with a pouring of water. The age of Aquarius comes out with a pouring of water. Noah. Noah. The age of Aquarius comes with a pouring out of water physically, and I shall pour my spirit out upon all flesh, and it shall rain upon the just and as well as the unjust. It's going to come down, right? So that means that we are still in the gate. We're still in the transition point of this thing, yo. We're not there yet because we're still going through the gate. If we were there, we wouldn't even be having these conversations that we are having right now. Therefore, signifying that we are in the gate of transition, of transformation, of information, forming the inward parts of self, because we getting ready to go through some shit. No joke. Trigger warning for all of my people that need a trigger warning. We are here to regenerate this thing, and we've been here to regenerate this thing. Therefore, you're renewing your genetics. Therefore, you're doing the work. Therefore, you are the cultural curse breaker, and you are the family curse breaker. Say that again. Some of you are the cultural curse breaker, and some of y'all are the family curse breaker, and some of y'all got both of that on y'all shoulders. Y'all got contracts for that, and you did it. But I'm telling you, that real shadow work, whew, can't go back to where you were because you've done that real shadow work. You know that part where, like I said, I ain't gonna go back to it, but that part where you looked in the mirror, and you was like, "Oh my God, I'm such a." Whew. If I was him or her, and that was me, I'd have effed me up. Like that type of shadow work. You know what I mean? Now you realize that you are capable of the lowest frequencies that exist here in this realm, in this etheric realm. Right? Okay. So I went on my little rant, my little spill, whatever, kind of went off a little bit. Let me see this. Pretty Wing Magic confirmation. Yes, sir. There we are. I like that, Kimber. I like that. Real shadow work. Once you have done it, you are so grateful. You can't go back. You can't go back. You can't go back. If you do, you done. You done. You done. Because look, if you have focused on the kingdom of heaven, like Lot's wife, right? You're being evacuated. You're going forward. But he or she that sets their hands to plow the field of their mind, and then they look back to where they came from, and they say, I want to go back there. You're not fit for the kingdom of heaven. You don't get it. Trust the process, y'all. Because this process that we about to go through right now is purification. It's fire. Why you think there's fire in Hawaii? Why you think there's fires all over the everything is symbolic. As above, so below. As above, so below. Because the phoenix comes. If we are being reborn, if we are being reborn right now, what is that telling you? Earth is about to be reborn. This urn, what they call the urn or earth, URTH, earth, is the same way you spell earn, U, right? URN, right? Earn. You're the genie in the bottle. You get it? You're in the urn. You're in the chalice. You're in the urn. But we're going to, the fire comes and consumes us. The sulfur is a purifying agent. The lake of fire that burns with sulfur is purifying. It cleanses you. So this is not a fire that burns and consumes your body like they made it seem, because they want you in hell, right? They want your L. They want your L, your electricity. They want your frequency, your vibration, your L, your loosh, right? This is what they want. Orlando, Florida. Hey, I'm digressing a little bit, but I got to just put, man, Orlando, Florida is another one of those energetic spots because of all of the springs that come up, the spring water that comes up through Florida, because that is the sort of the outer ring of Atlantis. This is so cool. Like Orlando, Florida, man, that's one of those magical spots. I'm telling y'all, where the water cleanses your body because it's spring water. It's from the aqueducts that are below, and they come through this porous coral that cleanses it. You live in a magical place. You live in a magical place, people. It's been hijacked. It's been freaking hijacked. This is why I get so adamant about this, because this is part of what I came for. I came for this point right here. My consciousness inhabits this body for what I'm about to tell you right now. You live on a human energy farm inside of a prison planet. It was planned by the ETs. Planned net to net your spiritual energy, your loosh, your creative power that you have. So you lived on a planned net, or a plan of the ET, the extraterrestrials. They call it Terra because they want you scared. It's not Terra. It's not terrain. It's Terra. Terra. T-E-R-A. Terra. Which is why they call it the Torah. Ancient Hebrews call it the Torah. Because you don't live on Terra, you live on Torah, in a toroidal field of energy. Living on this human energy form, humans have been traded on all of the lands that are on the extra parts of Terra. All these children that come up missing, they breed them. I'm going to put it out there. I don't care no more. They breed them. Little girls, 11, 12, 13 years old, being bred by some evil ass people. That's why they don't care about child pedophilia. And then they put it out there and they tell everybody what's going on to see who is going to react, who's going to be a man or a woman and stand up and say, no more. So they put it out there and they say, oh yeah, we're raping little kids. The Catholic Church is tearing little kids up in Boston. Same place they did the witch trials. Energy, y'all. Energy harvesting. Energy on these ley lines, on these frequencies. So yeah, they're farming this place and then sending humans out over on the other lands because most of humanity don't know about this. They don't know about this. They good with thinking it takes 18 hours to get from New York to Australia somewhere. They're good with that when it don't even take that long because we live in a direct line from each other. I digress a little bit because I ain't got my map up, but y'all understand what I'm saying. If you follow me, you know what I'm saying. The severity of our current situation right now, like knowing that there are controllers, knowing that there are people who want to perfect the dumbing down of humanity. They want to perfect this. It's sophisticated. Like they're not playing. They're using the natural law. They're using the universal law against you on purpose because they know the natural law. They know the universal law. And they know that you have to agree and choose to do certain things. So they only give you um, two choices. And those two choices are left or right. And most of us don't understand that these choices is actually what matters most in life. This is actually what only matters in life, your choices. Because if you choose to love, you build a matrix of love. Your consciousness is about love. That's why I said we're coming home to the unconditional love. But it's the unconditional love of self. The separation is ending. We're leaving that suffering, that harvesting, that energy where we had to play a certain character. Because the evidence is in, y'all. We got the tickets. We got the tickets now. The evidence knows, it suggests, it's telling us who we are, where we live, and what's going on. So now we have to consciously push through it because we are our own savior. And when I say that, I don't mean like Deaky is my own savior. No, you are my savior. I'm my savior too because I have to decide to choose, but I need you. I need you. And you need me because nobody can do it alone. That's why the separation is real. That's why they changed time. Because if you understand that September, separation, September, which is why they knocked the Twin Towers down at that time, because the two suns, it was symbolic of knocking down the feminine sun. We had two suns, two souls that came together as one. So if we understand this, then we can now consciously create. We can consciously create the things that are essential for us and essential for our generations to continually evolve in this place. Because we were created to evolve, yo. We were created to evolve. We were not created to just be and exist in nothingness and kill time. Kill time. Going back to that, time is symbolic of father, mind is symbolic of mother. So what am I saying? Time makes love to your mind. It impregnates your mind. So if you believe you are tired, you're tired. If you believe you're exhausted, you're exhausted. If you believe the illusion, then you're done. Like the feminine sun or soul was taken down. So we're resurrecting that, right? See, that's why it's not about resurrecting the sun. S-U-N-S-O-N. It's about resurrecting the soul, the feminine soul that has been raped and beat and pushed down to nothing, called bitch, called whore, made to be nothing but a sperm bank. This is what we're resurrecting, y'all. This is the new paradigm that we're building. This is the mission. This is why we are so important to this thing. We're here. Our choices mean so much. And we got to learn to have full control over this thing, because this is a gift. This is a present of the present that's given to us to be able to name the forms of consciousness that are here. It wasn't about animals, about Adam naming animals. It's about naming the form of consciousness that lives here. Because if you call it good, it's good. If you call it bad, it's bad. So if moon energy is good to you, do you like money? You like that paper form of money, the illusion that that money is real. Because guess what? Where does the moon go for like 2 or 3 days when it's void of course? Where does the moon go? Nobody sees it. Nobody knows where it's at. Where does it go for those 2 or 3 days when it's void of course, when it has no course to go up on? Not the video for it, but we're going to get into it. But that's not the video for it. But I just want y'all to understand, you are living in this chronological state, and chronos is time, the father of time. Things are happening chronological. You have a spine, which rhymes with time, and the spine that you have is the book of life. Your spine that runs from here, right here at the back of the cranium, all the way down to your tailbone, and has these chakras in it. You are the spine of time. You are the book of life. See, apocalypse only means unveiling. Apocalypse only means unveiling. It means the revealing of the truth. So we're in the apocalyptic time, which is the unveiling of the truth. And you are the truth. And the father of truth is time, because time proves all things to be true or false. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta go check on my babies right quick. Be right back. I'm back. Let me read some stuff, man. I ain't been reading nothing. Let's see. Grand Even Love You, teacher from Orlando, Florida. Yes, we did that one. My bad. I have a spring right down the road. That's where I get my drinking water. And I walk, man, I'm telling you, girl, Très Jolie Benoit. Yes. I'm telling you, like, that is the real water. Like, that water that comes from the spring and the water that comes from the fruits, that's actually real water. That's what we need to hydrate ourselves, I should say. But yes, I'm telling you, Kimber, I'm glad you came through. I'm glad you came through because I'm telling you, we're all one from Canada to America to Central America to South America. We're all one. We're all one. And when we know that, can't mess with us no more. Can't mess with us no more. Can't mess with us no more. Y'all gotta know, like ancient, ain't this ancient world, like before this age, there were different groups of people here, different colors, different. Nobody cared about race. Do you understand the race aspect was brought into humanity not because of color, not because of this. Like there in ancient times, they would have understood what this meant. They would have understood or understood my lineage, and they would have said, "Oh yeah, he's from the Naga, he's from the Nahash, he's from the Black Rock. Yeah, we know who he is." And my old negative blood would have proved it out who I was, right? So it wouldn't have been no question. There was never a question of race. See, the race came in when the other extraterrestrial races came in and they dictated that it was a competition or a race for this place, for this realm. Like I've talked to so many people, like I get to counsel people. I'm very prosperous. I'm so very prosperous. I get to counsel people. I got to counsel a super soldier. And for y'all that don't know, I'm just going to take a minute to explain what a super soldier is. A super soldier is a person whose consciousness or they have a physical memory of serving time in the Space Force, because before it was called the Space Force, they was out fighting in the other planned nets, the planned biodomes of the extraterrestrials, right? They fought wars over there. And I had a chance to counsel one. It's the most amazing thing. They naturally understand the tubular network that runs underneath this place. See, even the Bible says, don't make any replications of things above earth, in earth, or underneath the water. What's underneath the water? What's underneath the oceans, right? Well, that's sort of like Mario's world, the tubes that we get to go through the other planet nets. So I've got to counsel people that have memories of this. They know consciously that they've went to the other places. They understand something that most people don't understand. And that's you are part of a vast network of beings that don't live up there, they live out there. So if they come at you with this whole planned alien shit, man, look, alien just means not from here. You're not from this land. Don't get caught up in the semantics. Do not get caught up in the semantics. Because to live on this, to live in this cellular structure, you're going to be humanoid, first of all. 2 arms, 2 feet, 2 eyes, you're going to have the same structure. You might look different, but you're going to have the same structure. And guess what? You can live and die. So please don't be caught up by what some people look like and aliens and all that fear programming that they put in people about all that. Man, I'm telling you, they are humanoid and they can live and die just like you. They have to consume and excrete just like you. So if you come into this knowledge of this stuff, for whoever is coming to this, where they like, oh man, there's aliens, and oh my God, what am I gonna do? It's nothing to do. Don't worry about it. They've always been here. They've always interacted with people. There are beings that have holographic technology. I have seen these beings. I've seen these beings. They have holographic technology, and it projects to you that they look like me and you, but they're something totally different. And it comes with a little necklace. They got this little necklace right here, and it projects up from here like this image. Anyway, talking too much. Look, what I'm saying is that these other beings are here because there's a free market on humanity. There's a free market on humanity. I can't say it no plainer. You know, people think they hear the, all this love and light shit, man. People like, oh, I'm just here to love and raise the vibration of humanity. And okay, cool. But you don't, if you haven't woken up to the true reality of what's happening to humanity, then you can't raise the vibration without addressing this issue. Humanity's been pimped out across the open seas, maritime law. Each one of you right now can get your social security number and go on to the stock market exchange, whatever venue you need to go on. And guess what? You're being traded on the stock market. You are bonded, which means you are bonded. You're locked. You're X'd. Say 10, right? Roman numeral X. Roman numeral X. 10. Say 10. You're being Sataned out, right? Because right now you're being traded on the stock market. Because you're in the stockades being bonded out. Stockades. You're in prison being bonded out. And they bond you out. If China came and said, we want our money right now, guess what? They're going to have to take like 1.2 million people from here and slave your ass out. See, people don't talk about that. That's the reality. That right now, today, if China said, I want my money, America, I want my recompense, America would have to give up like 1.8 million people, probably a little bit more, and send them over to China. And your ass will be an indentured servant. Not even an indentured servant, you'll be a damn slave if they equaled everything out. That's maritime law. That's cargo. That's shipping. That's why you worship or warship. Warship. This is why you worship. Because you got to be waging war, or your ship is going to be taken over and commandeered and told what to do, which is called government, which is governing your mental stability. They govern your mental stability. The Bible says it this way: a house built on sand cannot stand, because the sand will shift and the house will fall. They are governing your stability. So when they shift, you fall. So coming home to the heart and to the unconditional love is about coming home to you and understanding who you truly are and the part you play in this realm, in this etheric realm, because we don't breathe air. They dumb down everything. They dumb it down, man. You don't breathe air, you breathe ether. Where do you live? Especially when people be talking about non-ether being, I've encountered people where I tell them you breathe ether, and And at the same time, they'll tell me they're non-ether beings, but they can't even breathe the third ether. You're a non-etheric being, but you don't even understand that you're breathing ether right now. So therefore, when you progress to the next stage, you can't breathe that ether. You can't take in that ether because you don't even know it exists. Because here you're breathing air. Air is their combination. I'm going to say this again. Air is their combination that they have put together for you to breathe so that you could not be intelligent. So you cannot breathe in the breath of life. Cardio, dio, God, dio. Cardio is heart, right? Right? Cardio. When you do cardio, you're breathing. Cardio, the breath of God. Cardio means breath of God. So when you go do cardio and you're running and you're breathing all that stuff in, you're breathing in these elements, the ether that etherically charges you, which is why they charge you, which is why you're commerce, which is why they have you on the stock market so they can charge for you. So they can bond you, which is why we have the devil card in the tarot. Locked stocks and bonds. Locks, stocks, and bonds. Bonding you out. What do Deaky mean? The paper timeline. The paper timeline that you're on is dealing with locks, stocks, and bonds. This is why you gotta get bonded out of jail, right? L, what do they call L? Beer, and beer usually gets you in jail, right? The L also spells ill, and it also spells L, L, electricity, Elohim. It's all connected, yo. It's all connected. It's all connected because it's all about you and harvesting you for you. That's why it's all connected, right? So, anyway, claiming your birthright, claiming your sovereignty, absolutely vast. That's it right there. We got to be reclaiming our birthright. We got to become sovereign. We have to. And becoming sovereign is about becoming sovereign within, about knowing who you are and why you're here. That's what it's all about. And yes, Vast, it keeps messing with our air. Because guess what? When you're breathing that air, it's just like Monsanto, right? And the right? All that stuff, right? They're rewriting code so that they can say we have dominion and sovereignty over you. That's what it's all about. Dominion and sovereignty over you. If they got dominion and sovereignty over you, then they can run it any way they want to. They can say whatever they want to say. They have dominion and sovereignty. So, like people that have to go to what was it? Monsanto sued people over their corn going into their field, their GMO corn going into another person's field. They sued them and won. Because guess what? It's about who has the sovereignty over the land. That's why they say that melanated beings are only 3/5 of human. You know why? Because to be human, to be a man, the reason why they say it's 3/5 human in their thing, because we only have 3 parts. We don't have the other 2 parts. What are the other 2 parts? Anybody know? You got a body, right? So you're earth. You have the spirit, you have the soul. There's two parts you're supposed to have to be 5 parts human. To have all 5 parts. The reason why I'm gonna hook y'all up on something. The reason why they say that melanated humans are black people are only 3/5 human. The reason why they say that is because you don't have land and you don't have a nation. They took away your nation, they took away your land. Because you have to have all 5 parts. This is why they give you the 5-pointed star. But not here, not there. But understanding that land and nation completes your ascension process. Because you have to have a land to ascend from, a jumping off point. And you have to have a reincarnation point. These are just little rules, that's in the matrix that get people caught up, But we're changing our ID. We're changing our identity. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward and get through this real quick. But we're coming home to that unconditional love, right? We're changing our ID. We're changing our identity, who we say we were, because now we're identifying as unconditional love because we are conditioned to love ourselves. So now we are pushing into that. We're pushing into that. We're pushing into that new identity. ID is ID entity. This is why they make you have an ID in the matrix, right? You must have an identification. ID stands for ID and the entity that is within. So they want to give your entity or your being within a identification, which is a name, which is a character, just which is a part you play in this whole world stage of events. But you get to change your ID now. You get to say, my identity is not such and such. It's not this name. This is the point of in the Bible, right? When it says such and such changed their name, right? Like Abram became Abraham, right? All these people changed their name because you become a new version of yourself. And you don't forget where you come from, but you just become the better version of yourself, right? So we're changing our ID. We're changing that entity within us that wants to be known will be known now. We're no longer hiding behind the mask of what the Papo timeline said we were. We're now saying we're more than that. And we're going to step into it. There's been this mass frequency pulse. I'm kind of digressing a little bit, but there's been this mass frequency pulse that was sent out probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know if y'all felt it, but it's been causing mass depression. It's an artificial pulse. And I don't know if y'all felt it. Everybody be like, oh, these are ascension symptoms. They're fighting against your ascension. It's called a frequency fence. And they send out this electrical energy as a frequency fence. And it's meant to keep you encapsulated or locked down into a certain frequency underneath a barrier. And I'm telling you this because you can overcome it, and it's time to overcome it. It's time to overcome it. So the this mass frequency pulse that was sent out, like I said, it's just been kind of artificial. Y'all look out for that. That just came up just now. But I want to say this, and I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. But remember, you're not punished. This is from a counseling session this week. So I want to share this with y'all because I think this is going to come up. I think this is going to come up for a lot of people, right? You're not punished for your choices. You're punished by your choices. I'm going to say it again. You're not punished for your choices. For deciding a certain thing, you're not punished. That's illusion. You're punished by your choices because it may not have been the best choice for you to make at that moment, at that time. And you may have thought it was going to bring about a certain resolution that it didn't. So in understanding that my choices is the sin, is the illusion. If I am making choices by, I'm sorry, let me say that again. If I am making choices by my sin or by my illusionary state, then I'm going to suffer. And suffering is what causes the separation, which is what we're coming up on right now. The separation. The separation between the two timelines that's coming up in September, which is the separation, which is 7, which is why we have the 7 days of the week. But see, now it's time for your weakness to end. It's time for your weakness to end because we're in the actual 5th cycle of the year, the 5th month. Leo, 5th house. We're in the time of the change of the heart, the natural change of the heart we're in right now. So if we're in the natural change of the heart right now, we're able to really truly accept and hone in what's going on. I know most of us think we're in the 8th. We think we're in the 8th. But remember, the celestial clock is what gives us our clock. It's what gives us our time. So if the spring equinox starts it in March 21st, right? We're in the 5th month. We're in the power of 5. We're in the power of change. We're in the power of wisdom from what we've learned. This is why the Lion's Gate is so strong, because it's not about the 8. It's not about the 8, yo. It's about the 5. Because remember, they changed the time. The papal timeline, that's changed. It's about the 8 right now. It's about the 8. But in the natural timeline, in Mama's timeline, in the natural way of things, this is about change. This is about going with that flow and adapting to thrive in the change. From the environments to the social situations, everything that we're going through right now is about change. That's what the Lion's Gate is truly, essentially about, because that is the natural house of right now, the 5. The natural celestial clock, not the 8. So in saying that, understand that we're getting a renewal. We're getting this high energy. We're full of possibility right now. We're full of this high heart energy. But it's supposed to be bringing us about to a change, to bring about the separation, so that we can truly get to home, so we can truly get to the true meanings and essential energetic expressions of this time, so we can hone it in. Because when we do, that's when the change starts to happen. That's when everything starts to become more than what it was, right? So let me see. I'm sorry. Let me read y'all comments real quick. Let's see. Been feeling that. Yep, exactly. I love that. See, we've been feeling this for a minute. We've been feeling this for a minute because the readjustment is coming. Like, they've been screaming about we need a reset because their time is up. So they want to reset. The reset automatically comes with Aquarius. Every time. Every time. The reset comes with Aquarius. So we just left Pisces. In between this time, when this water about to be poured out, we're supposed to be getting everything back, pulling everything back to ourselves. But they're not telling you this because the new age movement has said something totally different. Said something totally different. Right? Right. So what's going on right now is that we're being formed into new soul groups. We are actually the communities that are going to be moving forward through the cataclysms, through all of the indoctrinations, everything. We are being formed into these new groups and we're moving forward together. So it's becoming not about who we were, it's becoming about who we are. See, that's the misconception. See, that's the new age movement that keeps saying who we were, who we were. They keep wanting you to live in the past of who we were. But that's who we were. If we're going through this whole transformation of change to build up this collective group of consciousness called humanity, to where it can be physically embodied in a real world way, then we are here to actually bring about a physical change. So we are being formed into this new group. We are being made into this new creature, this new creation. But the new creation is about this realm continuing forward. See, the Polarians have forgot who they are. They forgot they sit at the pole. They forgot they sit at the pole star. Truly. See, this place has been named so many times, people really forgot who they are. You Polarians, who actually your consciousness belongs here, in this place. That pole star that sits up there is the center of your whole creation. And you Polarians had a amazing energy, because at the pole, at the magnetic north, is where everything was drawn in. So the Polarians, or the humans, have this frequency that vibrates throughout the whole cell, because you're at the center of the whole cell, the whole planned net. You are at the center of it. This is why they keep trying to tell you you're not at the center of it. Everything don't rotate around you. You crazy. You rotate around everything else, taking your power, taking your power, taking your power. Because, you know, the ancient cultures here only built pyramids that people can't build today. They only built sculptures that people can't build today. They only did that. So evidently they were not smarter than this culture, right? Yeah, we all know that's we all know that ain't true. Like I said, take everything and put it into the scope of this. Put it to the scope of this. You have been lied to about who you are and the power that resides in your body. Your codes have been turned off for a very long time. Your angelic humanity. You are angels. You're such a special creation. You're such a special creation that another group decided to invade you and take you over because you were such a special creation. This that you see before you, called a human body, right now, if this body was in its true glory, it would be glowing gold right now. What you see is rust. The color you see before you is rust. Because the genetics don't glow like they used to. The old negative blood that's inside of me don't have the same genetic markers that were open, don't have the same expression of the genetic markers that are within it. So therefore, we're rusted. This is why we changed colors. But we were gold. We shine. Anybody ever saw The Last Dragon? The Last Dragon? Leroy. Leroy. Y'all gotta see. That's one of my favorite movies, y'all. I'm sorry. But The Last Dragon, he starts glowing gold. And he got the glow. And when he got the glow, he starts, doing all this thing, and he ready to go, and he throwing all of these energy bolts. You were once golden. You're the golden race. You were golden. And you're going back. You're going back to it. But just understand that the other sun, the feminine sun, the receiving sun, the magnetic sun, was taken away from you. So you only got the white sun, the projecting sun, the masculine sun, which is why the consciousness that was coming through was all just hitting you, electrical, hitting you, burning you, because the feminine energy that received that energy was taken away, which is why our divine feminine energy within the masculines has been dropped, has been taken away. Kali is called the black, right? The black goddess, the chaos, right? But as we come back to this balance, to this magnetic energy within us, because we are here now as in place of that's what that 144,000 is all about. You are the sun that's in place of the feminine sun that has been taken away. So you are meant to be the balance right now for humanity to be able to awaken in full consciousness. So you're that balance. And when you stand in your power, you're able to emanate out that light, that same light, because it's the source light that is within you. That is the same source light that is in the black sun, or the dark sun as they call it now, because it's received a black eye. We have received a black eye. We got two eyes, two suns, two souls. 11-11. You get me? 11-11. Think about it. 1 and 1. Not the moon. Not the moon. The sun says, I never leave you nor forsake you. It comes every day, don't it? The moon, that moon run out on your ass. Be 2 days, 2-3 days, you don't even know where the moon at. Like, where you at? That's called toxic femininity, right? So understand what I'm saying. The two suns are the twin flames. That is the symbolic. My point is, the whole symbology of twin flames is about two suns, two souls, two emanations shining as one. So you had two suns, and the twin flame paradigm, it's about restoration of that. This is why the feminine has to rise before the masculine, because the masculine is already there, and the feminine has to rise, and the masculine has to be there to give it a space to rise and be her feminine self, because the second sun is rising back to its prominence. Mama's coming back. The feminine is coming back to prominence. So remember, we are what we want to be, what we want to see, what we want to know. We are it. Kali is nothing but the feminine version of Kala or Allah, which they give you. Remember, all of the languages are one. All of the languages are one, y'all. So don't ever look at one language and say it's different from another. All the languages are one. They divided the languages. So you have to look at every single language and put them all together. Put them all together, and it will give you the puzzle. It will give you the complete puzzle. of where you're at and what's going on. This is the Phoenicians. This is the Phonetica. This is the word, right? Phonetics. So understanding that Kali is just the feminine version of Kala or Allah, which is why they give you that. Just like you don't live in Terra. You don't live in Terra. I hope not. You live in Torah or Tira, which is why they had a Boston Tea Party. Tira, 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 or Torah. It's all phonetics, guys. It's all phonetics. It's all phonetics. You live in a toroidal field, in other words. You live in a place where electricity and magnetism can bind together to make your realm, your etheric realm. That's all that means. As above, so below, as within, so without. Man, know thyself. Woman, know thyself. Because then you can't be manipulated. Because, see, like I said before I get off here, they are using the natural laws, the universal laws against you. They're using it against you. And it's so smart. But it's like I said, guys, this is a human energy farm. It's an open air prison where they get to harvest the energy. This is what we got to know. We got to really know what's going on here. And I'm telling you, once you realize what's going on here, where all the children are going, why all of the misconception, even the soul not having its counterpart, having to shoot out feminine and masculine energy. As above, so below, right? How many women are having to live as masculines? How many women are having to literally act as a masculine in their home? Because the feminine sun is gone, therefore the masculine energy has to emanate out this energy. So it changes its phases. Look this stuff up. The sun changes its phases from feminine to masculine because the feminine counterpart is gone. This is why we are off balance. This is why Libra is the balancing point. Justice. But anyway, like I said, we all here for this reason. We doing it, but just remember that number of 5, y'all. That right now we're in the house of Leo. We're in the house of the heart right now. And anchor that energy in, because all the way to the 23rd, which is a 5, 2 plus 3 is 5. There's a significant window open for us to escape that matrix energy, to escape away from the suffering, because the suffering is what caused the separation, which is, like I said, 9/11, 7/11, they wanted to cause major suffering to cause separation. And then the separation, they say, remember, because they want you to record on your spinal cord all of these records. Remember. So, like I said, guys, like I said, last thing, you're not being punished for your choices. Your choices are punishing you. So make your choices based on what you want to receive. Make your choices based on what you want to receive, not on what you think you want. And I struggle with this. I ain't gonna even lie. I struggle with this. Making choices based on what I want to receive. Because I always thought about other people. I always said to other people, hey, what can I do for other people? What can I do for other people? And that's a harvesting technique. So you got to be aware. But what can you do for you? Right? So get out of the illusion, get out of the sin. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this helped all you guys. Let me see, go through some comments, see if you guys got any questions. Didn't really look at it. Let's see. Emergent Timelines, what's good? Thank you for coming through. Let's see. Oh, hey man, I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate you guys because, like I said, I'll be talking to myself if y'all wasn't here. I'll be talking to myself. So, and then I'll be feeling crazy and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking to myself. But I thank you guys for being here so much. Let's see. Thank you. I appreciate that too. I appreciate that too. Oh, DNA. DNA back in here. Let's get it. Let's get it. Listen to I Am the Black Gold of the Sun by Rotary Connection. Bet. You're gonna have to check that one out. And I'm guessing it's gonna do with what we talk about right now, because you know that's how the universe works. We all connected. So I'm definitely gonna check that out. Definitely gonna check that out. Let's see. I meant to do that. There we go. Yep. When hey Reese, we all been, man. I'm telling you, because we're all churning forward through this thing. We're all churning forward through it, and we need each other. We need each other. That's the whole point. Like the way that this realm was before, everybody was connected. Everybody just understood that there was a difference, and that was fine because there was different seedings of humanity, and everybody was cool with that. Everybody was cool with that until they came in and brought the vision, because they're in a race. They're in a race. They are in a race because they're trying to beat us to the end game, but we're already at the end game. We're already here because every time when we cry out, the phoenix comes. See, this is why they try to do false flag. I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a little scoop real quick before we end this. If you wonder why do they do false flag, they don't do false flags to dupe you or make you think that this is really happening. They're not stupid. No, what they do is they try to create suffering and pain, because when people have suffering and pain, they rely upon their belief system. And most people believe in a savior or a God. So they cry out and they say, come save me, help me. I'm sorry. They repent and they send out all of this energy. And this energy goes out into the universe, y'all. And it says, help me. Or it says, I repent. Or it says, I'm sorry. Have mercy upon me. So they make you cry so that you can scream for mercy, so that mercy comes from the equalizing force of the universe instead of judgment. Because the reset happens because we are evolving and we are resetting this thing every time. We need to start over because we are just in this pattern of energetic expression, of learning, of being the best versions of ourselves. But this matrix that we found ourselves in harvests our energy. So now we no longer want to participate in it. We got to be the best versions of ourselves to escape it. But the dragon cometh, the ram cometh. I'm letting you guys know now. It's coming. Because we as humanity have been crying out for a long time for justice, for mercy. The blood of the earth cries out. The blood, let me say that. I said that backwards. The blood that is spilled on the earth cries out. And it begs for recompense. It begs to be redeemed. This is metaphysical energy, y'all. This is metaphysical energy. Because energy never goes away. It just changes forms. You got to understand that. It never goes away. It just changes forms. So this energy is begging for recompense, Give me back what you owe me. And his blood is begging for life and life more abundantly. And that blood runs through your veins because it's your ancestors' bloods. And that's why we are riding the ship. That's why I love that DNA, divine nature alignment, because we are literally aligning with nature in a divine way. The vine, the true vine. Because it's not, and I talk about the Magi shaman, right? I talk about our Grail bloodline, our Holy Grail bloodline. But it's not only about the bloodline, it's about the blood type. That's something that they don't tell you guys about. The actual blood type means so much because that's what gives you access to the Akashic records, your blood type. See what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I love you guys, man. I hope this helps you guys. I think I got everything out. Just know, like I said, we're at this transition point where we're escaping from this thing. We have escaped because we took the jump, we took the plunge, and we're on the other side. And even though you might be etherically tied through breath, tied through the consciousness of the other timeline, you don't have to exist on it. Because now you are creating through your sovereignty. You are creating through your sovereignty. So if you're not sovereign at this point, you can't create. It ain't gonna work. But if you are sovereign in your mental field, if your mother, if your feminine energy is free, the mind is free to birth out the choices of the heart instead of the choices of the suggestions that come through the egoic mind, through the character you've been playing, through that role you've been playing for so many generations. You can overcome that now. And you jump to the other side. So be that best version of yourself, Joe. Be it. Be it. Because as we go through this cataclysmic change that's coming, I showed y'all the Falcon coming. Go look at it. Falcon coming. It's the same thing that's been the Phoenix. It's been Neo-Wise. It's been, they rename 1,000 different things, but it's all the same thing because it doesn't change. It's the same thing that has happened before that will happen again. There's nothing new under the sun. What has happened now, what is happening now has happened before. And it shall happen again to those who have now woken up to the fact that this is a cycle and we're stuck in a time loop that keeps looping around and looping around. And getting out of the time loop is all here in the temple, in the mind, in the paradigm. So I love you guys. Live in harmony and bliss. Live in harmony and bliss, y'all. Until next week, I love you guys. Stay prosperous, y'all.